Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to teach you Cliffhanger Fortress by Imperial Armada. This is coming from the best Soul Imperialis leader, Doglocks. Alright, guys. This is Imperial Armada's new base. They did not make this, obviously. This is a stolen copy of Bear base that they bought. Not stolen, but VAC also has a base like this, if you guys know, Storm Ridge. But this plays a little bit differently. Alright. Cliffhanger, cliffhanger, cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is a dominant point fair zone base. So, you need to have 2 points if you want to gain anything. There are 3 points in the game. This one's A, this one is C, and this one's B, I think. These two might be switched around, I can't remember. The 2 most important points you need to know are B and C or A, I'm not too sure. This is the most important point to hold. You spawn over here, but you're mostly, on the first push, you're going to send your entire team over to A, and they're just going to push it down, okay? Imperial Armada switches their playstyle on this base a ton because the base just came out and they're learning new playstyles, but I already know how to win every single time. So, first point, you're going to full team this. They may send some people here, which you're going to clear. Leave three people here. 3 to 4 people should be able to hold this. Have them play back, though. Everybody else should be taking this ramp all the way over to C. And you're going to have them get the point. And the entire point of holding this is to have this balcony. How do you get up on the balcony? You get up here. And then this is where the hold gets amazing, okay? All spawn, you're going to have people who die, of course. Because there's going to be people here, there's going to be people at the other point. Everybody all spawn's going to go to B. Alright, so you're going to have a crossfire from this balcony. And then you're also going to have B. You're going to be rallying on B on this door. Sorry, I do not have flight, since I'm not an admin in Imperial Armada, sadly. So, you get up here, you take this. Your team rallies on this door. And then you're just going to push into B, and you're going to take it. They're not going to have too many. And you're just going to hold this point. Every single time Imperial Armada reinforce, they're going to be dropping from this vent, which is on the top of B. You can also do this when you're trying to reinforce B. If they're holding inside, you can always do this as well. You're going to have your team come all the way over here, and you're going to get B, and you're going to be calling when they're going to slam. So you're going to be like, get an angle for the slam. You're slamming 3, 2, 1, slamming, and you're going to beat them. Once you kill them, you're going to immediately rotate out. You're going to have your team rotate out over here, and they're going to be shooting for the crossfire on this team. So for them to get to this point, they have to either take this pad, or they have to take the ramp from all the way over there. You have an angle for both of them by holding this point. So you're going to be playing over here with your team, and you're going to be beaming them, reinforcing. Your balcony team should also be shooting here. And then you're just going to keep rotating in between. When you see they rallied up on top, you're going to tell your team to get back in base. They're going to get an angle for the top push, and then you're just going to shoot. Now, what happens if you lose B or you lose C? If you lose B, you're most likely going to lose C, which is just inevitable. If you do lose C, that's quite unfortunate. But you just restart the push from what you did at the start. Tell your team to come take this point. Then they pad over, and then they fight it again. And then you just repeat the cycle. You should not be losing the point usually, but if they full team B, you might lose it. You just need to know when to call your team to go over and take this point. They will not be playing for this point that much, so it's free to take. You will usually have a 3-point hold, so you only have 3 or 4 people here. If they're full teaming that side, then they're done. You're not gonna have the 3 or 4 people there play there always though. They should be playing on mid after they die. So make sure you should only be having 3 people here at max at the start. Now, a good way to reinforce B is taking up top, and then coming up here and fighting this. If you lose B, this is what you should be doing, and if you still have C. So tell your team to reinforce B, and then they have a crossfire, so you can still shoot and hit shots. All right. They do not have a crossfire on B, so them taking B is less useful because they do not have a crossfire. Their only crossfire is up here, which they will not be able to hold if you have people on balcony. Like, they're not going to be able to shoot this. So, it's pretty nice, I'd say this base is pretty Raider-sided. Other than, actually, they do have some points that, like, they have a force field. They spawn right here, and they're going to be going through this tunnel, or they're going to be pushing down here. But you should be able to shoot for this if you have top, so. No, there's a lot of things you can do. Just play this base well, guys. I basically told you everything I know about Cliffhanger from the GOAT, dog locks. Make sure to get some more wins on space, guys. Imperial Armada are some buns, so make sure to get some more wins. Peace. Dog locks out.